All right. Let's start with some basic introductions. Hello, everybody. My name is Passionate. Thank you for coming today to tune in to the Scrubs of Southtown, a KOF podcast. I'm joined here with my co-host, SycoticFatBoi, and our very special guest, Hawaii. Y'all, go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick.
Yo, what up? Good to see you guys around again.
Hey, I'm Monkey. I play a lot of KOF.
This man's a tech monster.
Really enjoying Guilty Gear Strive. Actually.
Yo, Strive. You got to tell me a little bit about your Strive experience before we hunker down into KOF. How have you been enjoying the FG experience outside of it right now? How you liking Strive and stuff like that?
Oh, I really like Strive.
Who are you playing?
Well, I really like Potemkin. I'm not
Potemkin?
sure if I like
okay.
the rest of the game yet because I haven't tried it. But from like the view of Potemkin, I really enjoy the game.
Yeah, the Potemkin has to fight uphill. I would say with some of your character choices too, I could see that kind of reflected in Strive. You've got that like really strong forward momentum with Potemkin if you can set up your neutral right. Reminds me of like your Joe.
Tech.
Yeah, he does. One thing I do dislike is that round start like grab that you can get on people. That shit
Yeah.
tilts me. I try to hit, if I had to learn the dash button because I couldn't backdash quick enough. Potemkin's had that on lock.
It's a great time though. Were you pressing a button at round start? Okay, I grabbed it.
Yeah, Soul tried to 5S. Let's see what happens next. Oh, half your health. Oops.
Good. Put that button
That's fun.
away.
Yeah, man.
We
Yeah.
We don't need more Soul 5S.
Yeah, so for those at home who don't know who Hawaii Monkey is quite yet, he is a KOF player. I know him a lot for his multiple Joe CVs that I've witnessed in tournament, and he digs into tech that I think most people are afraid to on that level where they go, oh, that's too much work. He goes, nah, I'm going to make it work. So I have mad respect for you here. I just want you to know, like, welcome to the podcast, and I'm excited to get in. So the first oh, sorry, go ahead. My fault.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, yeah, I do like finding things, and if it looks like there's something cool that could work, then yeah, I'll put some effort into that.
Yeah, me too. I go down the rabbit hole on like Shune setups and like, oh, I can get rid of the very, very strong roll OS by doing an air dash that's slightly meaty, and I put myself at rock, paper, scissors afterwards, but that shit looks hella cool. I want to do it. Oh man, that shit's so fun. So what kind of tech do you think is probably one of the most important? Like when you first pick up, like we could talk about gear, right? Coming from KOF going into gear, like what was the first kind of few things you realized, like I need to have these to get a good grasp on playing the way I want to play?
In Strive, there's some like general tech like backdash BRC.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's just good no matter who you're playing. It's good stuff to know. Safe jumps are generally very useful. Finding like, especially in Strive where there's fast movement, forward movement and stuff, like if you are kind of on the defensive and like you see them move towards you, what's a good move that you can toss out that maybe even backs you up a bit, or is just like a really safe thing to throw out that will catch things towards you, or at the very least avoid them. For Potemkin, the example would be like back Megfist.
Yeah, you get to the movement.
Protect myself.
Yeah, they can't approach you while you're doing that, and if they do, they get hit for it. You get an opportunity to start offense. So things that like when retreating, you can still be offensive, and be ready for like crazy situations. Would you say that would be like a summary of?
Stand your ground tool.
Yeah, okay. I like that. What about you, Fat Boy? What do you look for when you pick up a new game and you're like, I need to get the tech for this? Like, I need
To be
this
honest,
tech.
I think I'm a little bit different. I don't really look for straightforward tech at the start. I try to just straight up learn like the game. So I learned the mechanics, how people play the game fundamentally.
Mm-hmm.
Then from there, like I search around for characters and I just pick up character. And when I pick a character, like the text, I try to figure out like what are the basic frame trap, and it like, you know, like the normals, like what I find useful or whatnot, then try to work around it. Then most of my stuff is just coming from like experience, right? Because like I felt like I had to get used to like how people wake up in like certain games because it feels different, especially like when I was like learning. Well, 3D Fighters is just a different beast, you know. So like I was like playing KOF movie to Tekken, then I just started playing what's it called? Fuck, I already forgot the name. I think Eunice.
Oh yeah, Under Night in Birth.
Yeah, so like, I just try to figure out like, cause I love overheads, man. You know, you can tell, and I try to look for all the cheap shit. What can I do right after an overhead? What does the overhead net me? And, you know, just like learning, just pretty much the character in general on what they have to work with their tool set.
Right, but the way you said you learned is kind of like learning by feel. Like you go into a match and you go, "Oh, I need to find a tool here," and then work on that while you lab. That kind of deal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, bet. That's a good safe way to look at it too. I like that strategy of approaching. Me, I don't know why I need to break this for myself, but I have to know like everything about what I'm trying to do and understand the situation before I'm comfortable going for it. I need to break that mold. But like I do now love, like, I think one of the biggest things I want to look for in 15 is the new way I'm looking at the game of how Hawaii said, getting something that's a stand your ground tool, one way where you could like retreat and still create some sort of web or offense or something to make someone think. I think like those are probably some of the best tools you can have, because it forces like your opponent to level up their offense to just get in instead of, you know, just dying to brain dead stuff like, oh, Shune's in, is he going to press a button or throw? You know, you're like, oh, well, he can't get in because I'm using Potemkin back fist, or I'm setting this up at a proper spot. Like, I really like finding that kind of stuff to play the short game real quick and be like, gotcha.
Yeah, you gotta find something abusable, right? Yeah, so Hawaii. Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh,
before
like,
we change topic.
some people might hate me for this, but I really don't spend a lot of time in the lab. What I do is I watch a shit ton of footage. Like, when I'm just kind of chilling, right? I'm just watching, like, what characters I'm interested in, and I'll just watch tournament footage. Now there's plenty of YouTube channels that just, like, dump out top player online compilations. Not even highlights, just, you know, a bunch of matches. So I'll just kind of watch what people who have had time with the game do with certain characters and kind of take note. And that's how I get the feel for how a game is played. Right, and then, you know, yeah, if I didn't already have a character that I had picked out like I did for Strive, then I'll just look for the play style that feels comfortable personally. You know, like it looks like I would want to do that, and I'll pick that character, and then I'll hop in a training mode, maybe for a bit, and just see like what each of the things were, and then I'll just start playing, and then through playing, you know, you evolve when to use each thing. You get more comfortable doing it like under pressure. And then if there's a specific thing that I find I'm having a really hard time like doing consistently in a match, that's when I'll hop over to training mode and like lab it to see what I need to retrain my hands to do this like series of motions more consistently. And aside from that, I love combos, so I just lab the shit out of combos.
Yeah, combos
so that
are
was
fun.
I was going to ask, because I see you do like combos I never seen with Joe before. So like, do you just like, when you see someone do like a certain combo, like do you just like figure out how to extend it, or like, how do you figure those kind of things out?
Yeah, so through, you know, lots of footage come a lot of like, sometimes it's stray hits, sometimes it's, you know, an impromptu combo, or just certain combo routes that people do that looks like you could combine with something that I saw someone else do in this other video. And then I'll just play around and try to like optimize from there. If
All that compound knowledge from watching is just kind of circulating, and the moment moment one hit comes up and you're like, ah, that situation, if I recreate that, I can use this thing I saw 6 months ago. Yeah, I like it. I like that.
It also turns into a lot of really random ass knowledge because it's like, when I see something that looked interesting, then I just take note so I can try to play around with it later. Like in UMVC 3, Wesker with glasses off, if he lands only the second hit of his far heavy, he can link to light.
What? That's
He can
crazy.
link crouching light after. Only with glasses off. It's just like the most random ass thing. But it works. And like, it's a big poke, and you can use that to convert. It's just weird shit. And then you put it together and you come up with cool shit.
Yeah, those are always the fun moments. Like, that's kind of why I like to play Trunks too, in Dragon Ball, because he's just so crazy. Like, you're playing Smash because you have to bait on where the person's gonna attack, but it's still so fun to play that mini game, just running around like not caring. You got to spin on people, show it off. I think Fatboi's Discord broke, so like when you're going into combos and stuff like that, right? When you have the nuance of like, I feel like this is gonna drop, or I need to tighten this up, what's kind of your key indicator there for you? What do you think is like where you start to sense it or something like that?
Like if it's possible or not?
Yeah, well, that too, I guess. But just in general, like, because I know the more I've been playing, I could start with an example of me, I guess. But the more I've been playing, the more I'm like, oh, I did this button and the timing feels like I'm gonna miss the max cancel, right? So I'm gonna just confirm into a level 1 instead. So, or something of that nature. Like, that's starting to peak in my head when I play once in a while now. And I want to know, like, because you have tons of stun combos and other stuff like that. I'm sure you'll be like, oh shit, the height's wrong. I need to end the combo now, or something of that nature, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that happens, especially like right now, especially with Joe in KOF 14, because his hands loop, depending on like where you do the extension, the juggle state changes. So there's one version where you can link a light after. There's one version where you can re-loop or link a heavy after. There's one version where you can't do anything, and if you press another button, you're gonna get hit because they're gonna tech roll and crouching light you, and you're gonna die. So yeah, there's some, through labbing harder combos, you just kind of like come through those common situations where things are at a risk to drop, and then if it's based on height or something, or like you thought of something in the middle of doing the combo and like you missed your timing and you just gotta hit something and end it. Yeah, that
it's like my spidey sense is tingling.
So much, but you definitely get familiar with when those situations are and like what you can do about it.
Okay, that makes sense. Like, I noticed it for myself when, my combos aren't that hard for my characters, but like they're super specific. If I'm approaching the corner and going into it, that's probably where I have the most difficulty, because it's like, am I going to be knocking myself into the corner or out of it? That's kind of where I've seen the most, what's it called? Question marks above my head when I play, and kind of, I don't know if you've experienced that too, like how you're slowly approaching the corner. I'm sure Oswald's got a bunch of stuff like that where you want to do like a loop, but you might throw off or drop someone in the corner or something like that.
Joe and Kukri both have things like that because their best combos are their wall crumple combos, or even just like standing CD into something. And with Joe, if you're spaced out too close to the corner but not far enough, and you do your normal combo route that leads into CD to get the wall crumple, your combo will drop. However, when you're within that range, it also opens the opportunity for a different set of combos that won't drop and can do more damage. So it's like, when you're in those situations, you just kind of gotta take your best guess, I think, and do which one you think is right, or you could do neither and just do like a suboptimal combo that will work anywhere on screen.
Yeah, but those little nuances of going for the extra flair, that's what I live for.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fun part, right?
Yeah, that's why I play fighting games. It's like, oh man, I got a block? Come on, man. I just want to do this like EX mix-up. Give me a sec. I'll show you.
Yeah, man. You gotta play for style points.
Yeah.
I don't mind too much if I win or lose, but I'd like there to be a situation where my opponent goes, oh, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, those are the best moments.
That's what you play for.
Like, this is a small tangent, but like that exact kind of thing. I have a homie who I play Dragon Ball with all the time. We went to our first offline in forever, and he's my training partner. So we play, I don't know, like twice a week at least. And I had to go up with him around start. And I was like, what is the most disrespectful, let me get in your head thing I can think of? And I was just like, I'm going to run up and grab him. That's it. I'm just going to run up and grab. Round, so I'm not going to call teammate, nothing. And I did. And he did this whole thing. And just like dead ass stared at me. And I was like, yes, I've already won. I could lose this match. I'm good. You live for those moments sometimes. You know?
Oh, yeah, that's how Mr. KOF is. You watch him and Reno play like casuals. They just try to play each other that way. And they just style on each other. Then, of course, you got Mr. KOF with that freaking Ash combo styling on people. And then freaking you see Claude Yuri do a jump C and it was over.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, that's another side of it is some characters don't need all that work to get the same damage.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I'm guilty of being in that camp.
It's sad that like I like that kind of stuff, but the characters I play don't really have that kind of stuff like in 14. Like Terry, he's just so basic.
I wish Terry had that, like after you would CD somebody, you can get that crack shoot extension that he used to get in 13. Or maybe it was burn knuckle into crack shoot. I can't remember, but...
He had a corner one, but it's just like with the EX Fireball, right? Everything just gets scaled a lot more, so it's not really even worth it anymore.
Gotcha.
So Terry in second has like some more interesting things.
Yeah, but I just like playing him as point. I don't know. I just feel more comfortable that way. But yeah, a little stuff does open up when you put him on second.
Yeah, I never got to dive into 13. The execution barrier there was more of like being able to do the quick pressure on the fly. Like that's something that I think would definitely change the way I play 14 if I actually like dove into it. Got good at that standing B pressure with Terry and Kyo. That shit is so cool though.
Work as well in 14 as it did in 13.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. There'd be modified versions, right? Like what would be this considered? You have to find the adjacent string for it. Like crouch B, stand B is probably more akin for Kyo to his 3 stand B rapid presses back in 13 or something like that.
Also like dealing with staggering that pressure was a lot harder in 13 than it is in 14. Like in 15, you'll get like, 2B, walk forward, 2B, 2B or something.
Mm-hmm.
And in 13, you could have like 2B, walk forward, 2B, and that would be a frame trap almost.
Oh, really?
So like, yeah, I mean, you needed to be like really on it when getting out of pressure strings because they were really good in 13.
Damn. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't play 13. Now after hearing that, I can tell a lot of the times I got smoked. No, I actually really like that game though. Going back and playing it, like I played it with Kozdik for a while, and I started playing around with like Benimaru and Iori, and who else was I playing at the time too? I tried Terry. I tried Hua. That character was a lot of fun. I just couldn't get the execution for him.
That character, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
13.
What?
Not 13.
Oh, okay. I like the.
He has Joe's moveset and just everything is better.
Oh.
Why was that necessary?
I like that EX knee, dude. That thing is cool, man.
I mean, yeah, that's fine, but just why are all of his even just normals? Like it's the same normal, except better.
Yeah, they could have gave it to Joe to even that out.
Yeah, right.
I feel that. Come
on.
But Joe got style points though.
Joe does have style. I mean, Hua has style points too.
That's true, but I don't know. I think Joe, I guess because like I tried it compared to Hua, I think Joe's feels a lot harder.
It's probably like not being familiar with the inputs. Because like Hua's combos are more like everybody else's. You don't have to like press a bunch of buttons in the middle of it and stuff. But
I feel like Joe with the machine gun
like
punch.
A mental like as one input, right? To do the punch. It's the same as doing like a DP motion.
Oh, true that. I guess it's just practice, is getting the machine gun punch out when you want it.
That was something I had to practice because I couldn't figure out just playing against people. It's like,
That's
okay,
just-
I don't understand like how I'm supposed to do this move when I need to do it. Let's work on that.
That was, I guess, the embodiment of the question I had a little bit earlier was, like, how do you get the sense for that, right? Like, how do you know, like, this is something I need to practice, not against somebody else, but in the lab? Like, how do you make that distinction as a player? Even for you too, Fatboy, because you said you don't lab very often. So, like, what's the brink of, like, I need to lab this shit for you guys?
Well, when I try to like lab, right? Like I just go because my characters are just like really opting in for like what's it called, optimal comp. I don't have anything where I need like what back then in Marvel when I was like playing like learning Sentinel and shit. I have to learn this harder combo to max my damage out. While like my character is currently right now, I don't really need to lab that much. So when I do lab is like, okay, what am I getting fucked up on? What kind of mix am I getting fucked up on? And like, what can I do to get out of this situation? And that's like the kind of stuff that I end up labbing. Then I just work with the options guy. So he put me in this situation. He has 3 options, and I just have to take a guess. Like one, I'm gonna find out options where like, what's the safest route I could take? Then the other one would be like, okay, if I hard read this, what I'm gonna opt in for.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
For me, it's like I said, I'm just gonna try and do stuff while I'm playing, and like over time that'll evolve and get better until it's right. But if there's a thing that like I can't stop getting confused like in the middle of doing a sequence of moves or even one particular input, like the rapid punch in the beginning, like that's something I need to shorten down to like a single mental thought unit of doing that move or doing that sequence.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so like between what I've just heard, I think like that feels like how I want to do it, but I never end up doing it because I'm always like, I get to the tunnel where something's frustrated and I'm like, ah man, this is just too much right now.
I do that for labbing like situation, but if it's a combo, I want to know how to do it.
Yeah, of course.
But I'll be talking to people and I'm like, man, I struggle with like dealing with this and this from this character, and they're like, well, have you labbed it? No, but I played a bunch of them and they kept doing it and I tried stuff in the match. You should lab it. But yeah, I should. I know I should.
Yeah, it's a lot of active
really
labbing on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm in the same thing too, because like there are these combos I want to do for kill, but I can't do it for when I'm on like player 2 side for some dumb reason, but I can do it when I'm player 1.
You got to switch your hands up. I don't know. There was this one player that was at Hyperdrive who would like on one side he would have his hands like this, and then he would switch them and like do that to get the execution right. Maybe that's what you got to do, Fatboy, to keep in.
Do that fucking weird ass dragon hands bullshit like Seth Killing.
Yeah, something like that.
Hitbox.
It's
Like,
not a bad strat.
Yeah, because hitbox is like, dude, all you have to do just hit your freaking buttons. You don't have to worry about diagonals that much and everything. And it feels like you could be more precise on your input. Like playing against like Violent Kane and shit, like he could walk and do reckless with ease with Q. You know how like, you know, you walk forward and try to do like a fireball motion, you may get a DP.
I get DP all the
just,
time there, man. That shit hurts the soul.
Then when you see Violent Kane, he just walks up and does a freaking like bodega, like perfect. It's like, damn. So I want to learn a freaking hitbox now. That looks freaking dope as fuck.
I mean, to be fair, he did that before he played on Hitbox too.
Damn. Pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I think there's a science to like, excuse me, learning the innate timing to something, and then when you switch over to another controller or something that's a little different.
It's just mechanically hard to go forward on a stick, go through neutral, and do a quarter circle.
Oh, okay. So like letting go of that neutral there completely on the hitbox.
Whereas on hitbox, you hold forward, you let go of forward, that's neutral.
You can even just touch back, and then it's there again. Sure. I tried doing that for a while where like I was trying to get the running command grab, and I would always like move forward and then I wouldn't let go of back, so I'd hit neutral and then I'd just get the half circle instead of the back and the forward and all that. Like this shit took a lot of time for me to break out when I was trying it for a cool minute, and then I just gave up and decided to commit to stick.
Like I practiced a little bit on my keyboard, decided if I should spend the money to buy a hitbox. But you know, it is really fun moving that stick around.
Yeah, it's the hitbox is a fun toy too. Like it definitely feels more like a toy to me because I haven't like decided to like dive into it, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would buy it just to give it a few spins, see how I like.
Give it a few spins, man. What do you think of the keyboard though, Hawaii? How do you like it?
I mean, I still haven't worked out if I'm using like up, down, left, right, or span button set like a hitbox.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like the jump button, right?
Yeah,
like that's like on the thumb area.
Across and then the jump button on your thumb.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of mind training.
My fingers kept getting confused and like basically trying to do WASDA, because that's what I've done. So.
Oh, gotcha.
I think that is the way I would go. But I mean, like it worked out okay, and I did still struggle with things, especially in KOF 14 actually.
For the movement specifically?
I'm not getting these moves when I want them, but I know that other people have struggled with that specifically in KOF 2 because of like how good and quick your inputs need to be, I guess. The way the buffer system works and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like if I was to like learn freaking like hitbox or something, I'll probably start with freaking something a little bit more slower. Like I'll probably play like Street Fighter 4 or some dumb shit. I feel like KOF where I had to be like fast and precise. I feel like my freaking retarded fat fingers will fumble and start hitting some other like random directional buttons that I probably don't even intend to.
Yeah, playing on hitbox, at least when I'm not like when I wasn't fully accustomed to it, because I think you'd really have to give it like 6 months to a year if you really wanted to be able to crank out the full effectiveness of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah, you got to retrain your hands to be able to play a totally different way, but I think it has its like drawbacks and its benefits as well. Like you got to have like a real give and take there. But I think that's why I like the cross up. It's cheap. I like top tiers. Give me a D-pad and at the same time. I don't think I'd go into ever learning the cross up if I got it. I might get it for a video.
Stick, right? And then the freaking other buttons on the other side.
Yeah, the stick and the cheater button. Oh, yeah. Dude, okay, so I was at a tournament one time and someone had one of those, and I asked somebody if it was illegal, and they were like, no, it's totally legal. And then he knocked me out of the tournament, and towards the end of it, one of the guys who told me it was legal was like, hey, that guy's using a modded stick. Get him out of here. It was like, what the fuck? Wait, am I still out? Yes. Oh, man.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, shit happens, dude. Shit happens.
I mean, it's gonna be like up to the TO each time, but I feel like the general rules are you just can't have one button mapped to more than one thing.
Yeah, that's true. Because the D-pad on your PS4 controller, like if you get good enough, like you can train yourself to hit both that and the stick and emulate a similar thing. You know what I mean? You'd have to do a lot of work, but you can do it. Like nothing's stopping you except for arthritis. But if you're down and you want that Cap Cup prize, what?
Right? I was saying like that cross-up thing is so fucked up where like I watched a video where like some guy who doesn't really play like Tekken, and he was doing like consistent freaking electric wind god fist, and I heard that like even people who's playing like Tekken throughout the years can't even do it like consistently.
Yeah.
Like and then this guy
cross up?
Yeah, so some guy was doing on a cross up, like I don't know, you just like hold like a button, then you hold the stick this way, and all you have to do is just tap this button, then tap that, and you get a like freaking
I actually
electric wind god
that's
like,
why I wanted to. That's why I actually that's what made me want to get it, was because what's happening is he's holding back and you can't hold forward and back at the same time. So he's using the movement of just going down up or something. So he cancels the up motion, and you can like Korean backdash by just going brop 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 like that, and you're out, and then you go reverse way and you do some other like button sequence. So you do backdash 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 god fist instantly. Like you're just you put up the wall. Boom.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That shit's cheating pretty much, but at the same time
I saw a thing in Strive that I kind of wanted to try specifically on a hitbox, because like I could not do it on a stick, where you can Kara cancel into faultless defense So if you do it really fucking fast, you just like wave block across the screen.
That's fucking crazy.
I saw
That
it
is crazy.
on one video on Twitter one goddamn time, and I looked for it. I will never find it again.
I tried doing
I was
that.
like, oh, I want to try that now.
I tried doing that with Soul's Far Slash because it pushes him forward a little bit, and like you would go into like faultless defense, and then I tried doing it with Run and then the sword and then faultless defense, and you like go half the screen. That's just crazy, dude.
But yeah, it's like if you just hold back, right? Hold back, press forward K, and then let go of forward and press punch, so it'd be like a 3-finger plink.
Yeah.
And I think that would give you just like faultless Kara dash across the screen over and
Jesus Christ. That
Damn,
game
dude,
that game can get in depth.
Do you imagine a Potemkin just flying towards you while blocking and then does like Potbuster?
That would be amazing. You should do that. You have to now.
Do that.
That's that next that's like that Joe combo that you gotta grind up, you know, right there.
All right,
That's why you gotta hit the lap.
I'm actually gonna try this out on my keyboard now.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. That's gonna be you gotta send us the results. You gotta send us the results.
I was about to say, we're fucking playing on the wrong fucking shit. We need to switch it up to like fucking the cross up and the fucking hitbox, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get the cheater
We're at a
box.
disadvantage right now. Yeah.
I'll get the telepathy box where what'll happen is like you'll be playing for me as I'm sitting there on the setup, and FatBoi will just be like carrying SoCal the whole time.
That's fucked up.
No,
Oh,
I'm lying. It's not happening.
Put a headband on, right? Give inputs with your head.
Yeah, he's like just setting. He's like, "Far D, you fucking idiot."
Yeah.
Like, come on, Nate. Nah, I'm fuck this. I'm out of here. I'm gonna do a couple spins. Good luck.
You guys know who Combo Fiend is?
Yes.
I've heard of him.
So-
I don't know him.
I think there was a moment where, like, I think he was working for Capcom and they were doing like promotions, and apparently, like, what's it called? He was in a back and he was playing on a wireless controller. Then some girl was playing on the setup and she wasn't connected, so she was just pressing random buttons and controller. And Combo Fiend was in the back laughing. He's like, check this shit out. Like, dude, that's so fucked.
amazing.
That is godlike, dude. That is godlike,
amazing.
dude. Whoa.
It's all-
Sheila having fun?
Yeah, she's streaming a horror game right now.
I figured,
what's-
yeah. Shout outs to Sheila. She's a horror game streamer extraordinaire. She's been we have this a lot. We welcome it. You know, it's life happening. Gamers gaming out. Yeah. Oh, so before I get too far away from one thing I wanted to touch on, I wanted to ask you, Hawaii, out of the stuff you've been seeing for 15, is there anything in particular you think that looks strong from the outside in? Like, is it Shatterstrike? All right, let's talk about that. That's a staple here. We always have to talk about it. Party's called it several times. We have the Shatterstrike intermission. So let me know, bro. Let me know.
So what I saw at first, being a player of certain characters that tend to be offensively based,
Mm-hmm.
is I'm used to not having DPs.
Yeah.
So having a reliable anti-air like that looks fantastic.
Okay, I'm game with that.
Like something, right? You see them jump in and you like your normals move in a weird way so they don't always hit, or you're worried about getting close versus far, which is a real problem with all the characters that I play too.
Yeah, I can definitely tell.
Yeah, and just having that, like, you know, close to mid-range anti-air that will, you know, armor something and then crumple them or wall bounce or whatever the heck it does, whatever state you're in. That looked really strong, and it looked like it kind of evened the field, because it's still not a reversal, right? It's still not a DP, but it at least gives you a better anti-air if you have meter.
Yeah, you get an option to deal with a situation instead of, you know, I mean, even if it can get baited or something like that, it's definitely something that's good to have in your toolkit. You can't just get stomped over or have to force a guard cancel roll on something. You have another option there. Get another chance to play the game. So how do you think, like, with what Joe is doing now, like, how do you think that his offense will improve having the new Shatterstrike ability, or do you think it's more of like, oh, he can just defend himself now?
I mean, Joe does have a DP, although it is not the most reliable anti-air.
Mm-hmm.
Even the character I play with the DP does not have a reliable anti-air DP that won't trade. Joe's DP is very prone to trading, so even this gives me like a non-trade option if I see they're at a height where I could use it.
Gotcha.
Where previously they'd be at a height where like I get DP, but I'll probably eat a jump blowback in the face and I lose that damage fight.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As far as offense, I mean, I haven't seen too much how like what you can do into it for combos, but I have seen that it's a combo tool. Joe's tough because all of his things like knock you far away. However, in situations where you're like near a corner or maybe backed to a corner, it could open up some new things, like maybe give you a corner switch opportunity.
Yeah, I've seen everyone go into a combo after Shatter Strike, but I've never seen someone like cross up, jump over, set up a fireball, and like now it's my turn to get in over here.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they give him a damn cross up. That's
I
on my
forgot
wish
Joe
list
doesn't
for
have a
Joe,
cross up.
for sure. He has them on standing,
Uh-huh.
which also just means like if you just crouch, like you're never gonna get hit by Joe's jump-ins because they're slow as balls.
You can get hit in the front though, right? By his jump-ins?
You can get hit in the front. However, he has to hit so deep to be able to link after that, like you're generally not gonna get hit in the front either.
Ah, that's fair.
Unless,
Damn.
like,
Well, that's not fair.
something
But
really unexpected happened.
buff Joe, dude. Joe needs a buff.
Joe, yeah.
Yeah, dude, give him an infinite too.
Okay, they almost did that. Okay, they actually came close to doing that in 14.
They almost gave him an
His
infinite?
loop. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He has an essentially infinite loop. However, every time he does it, he moves back like I don't know, like a fifth or a sixth of a square in training mode, and so eventually you're pushed too far out and the move won't reach. But you can do it quite a few times before that.
Damn, I gotta see that.
I've gotten to 7 reps. That's my max so
Ooh.
far.
Jesus, 7 reps? Man, I hope that there's a lot of crazy shit that they give some of these characters, because a lot of the characters didn't get much chance to shine. Like, a lot of the top tiers overshadowed them, but it looks like if Shatter Strike does give those characters without a really good DP and an option to start working their way back in, or just even defend themselves a little bit better, that would be really good. Man, forget Joe. Chris needs this day 1 buff. You know, Para, you're right. Absolutely. They need to buff Chris so we can see CD's nuts every day. Every single day when KOF 15 drops. And then the teleports. Yeah, make those things invincible too. Let's just rock all the way in, man. Lean into it.
Yeah, KOF 15 should just be fucked up. Everyone should just be busted.
I agree. 100%. I want to hate Shermie as much as I hate Ralph. You know, when I have to fight them, I don't want to have a distinction of like, oh, good, I get to fight a Ralph today. Sweet. Like, no, I want everyone to be busted. Me too, man. Bumba's been on the grind on trying to make that character work, and he's got some cool cross-up stuff. Very good, like, defense, situational awareness. I can't wait to see what he does in 15 with him.
I just hope that like the EX Anywhere is gonna change like the flow of the game and probably make other characters more viable. You know, like I feel like. What happened if you could EX Anywhere and you had a character like Hyder and Mature, right? Like, we already know how fucked up those 2 characters are when they have fucking max mode activated and everyone's like, well, shit. It's like, it's literally, if I give them space to throw a fireball, it's their turn. Now they could just do it anyway.
Or Kim.
Right? Like, yeah, exactly. See, that's another character I'm already scared of too. We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, when Kim pops raw max, you're in hell for like the next 30 seconds in 14. In 13, you're in hell all the time, because as long as he has a bar, he can do it.
Yeah, you're never getting away from that.
And Air version has like mad invo frames. I'm like, no way, that should beat my DP.
Only in 13, not in 14.
Wait, hold up. That shit beats DP?
So
I never knew this.
In 13, Wake Up Backdash EX Hangetsu was it was a completely invincible reversal.
Oh my god.
And it would beat DPs, it would beat supers, it would beat all kinds of shit. And you could combo after it if you had drive.
Bro, why am I not playing Kim? Who didn't tell me about Kim in 13? I need to
13?
find them. Yeah, no, I mean, I knew he was, like, really, really good, but no one told me why he was good. They were just like, he's good. He's top tier.
He's good because he has everything that you need in 13. And all of his combos lead to hard knockdowns.
God damn.
Which lead to safe jumps.
Dude, that is my character. Absolutely.
Like, if you did a combo that didn't end in a hard knockdown that you have a safe jump after, you did something wrong. You have to try to be in that situation.
Yeah,
that's pretty busted.
2 meters full drive is easy 800 too.
Oh yeah, because his Neomax does crazy on scale damage.
Yeah, the last
It's like 310 guaranteed, I think.
310. Jesus Christ! I knew it was bad, but damn, 310.
I think it's the last hit does 250 unscaled, and I think at max scaling the rest of it does like 60. So you're guaranteed like 310 on his Neomax.
And you can do like a whole hyperdrive combo into it, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you do like a shit ton of damage right before that. Is it almost a TOD?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a TOD, but for 2, yeah, it's like 800. And that's just doing the Neomax as your super.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking Kim in 13 if I ever
Ralph
actually
does
take
crazy
that.
damage in 13.
Yeah? How's his neutral
has
in
a good
13?
Not terrible, but it's not great. Like,
Does he
his
have like
RD 's
problems
super
defending
good.
himself?
Yeah, so his far C is his fastest far normal.
Mm-hmm.
However, it whiffs on crouching
Oh,
unless
yeah.
they're like really fat.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but it's not active enough. So you whiff over them crouching and you stay. Oh, also it moves him forward.
So it moves
So,
him
like,
forward
you
into
whiff
punish
over them
range?
crouching, and then they literally stand up and do like a close C into a full combo because you threw out far C.
Yeah, that
So
sucks.
Yeah, that's fucked.
That's one of those like
Or
you
get
do
thrown.
it,
That's my other favorite one.
you
I
get
thrown out
thrown.
of far C
Yeah,
because I whiff over their head and then they do back C, and it throws me, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, if that's Benny Maru though, that's like an infinite.
Yeah.
Right into an infinite. You're like over. Oh shit, you whiffed? Good luck. Right Jinkin.
Yeah. But like his jump B is super good, jump CD is super good. He can cancel into the dive bomb, which is relatively hard to punish. His sweep is solid. Once he's on defense though, you're having a bad time because he has no reversals outside of EX super.
Mm-hmm.
He has the armor punch, but if someone does like a meaty crouch B, it'll armor it. They can like recover and block the punch after. So you just do like meaty 2B, and if you see me do EX punch, then you just wait, block it, and then it's punishable.
So with Ralph, you have to like actually force your opponent into an RPS situation on defense. Kind of. Like you have to bait him in on defense.
Or make hard reads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the hard read part feels like, because I think that's like layer 1 and layer 2, right? Where 1, you bait the person to come in and you punish him for making you think something else. And then the other is you go layer 1 where whatever I'm going to do right now is going to beat it instead of like trying to wait for the second thing. Like I think that's always like a really hard problem I'm discovering on defense is learning the difference between I need to DP out right now because this pressure is ridiculous, or he's at a space where my DP is going to whiff. I need to throw a jab, see if he reacts and then jumps or tries to do a crazy roll or something like that. And that's where I'm noticing like the luck build that Fatboy talks about all the time kicks in, where like I waited 1 extra second for that layer 2 response. Or someone jumps in and throws me, and I'm like, ah, shit, that didn't work out. Oops.
Yeah. Paying attention to the wrong things at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But having characters who can't get to that like instantaneous let me get out of here, my anti-ignorance button. Like that's a hardship that they have to deal with, but they also don't have the nuclear option and have to force better defense. And I think that trains you to be more aware of like what's going on, because you have to constantly be paying attention. As you were talking about earlier, like, do I want to trade with this guy on my DP and possibly take more damage? Or do I want to just sit here and block and try to find a place to guard cancel roll out? It's much different than Alice DP is trusty. Woo!
Oh yeah.
There's
And
two
use your hard
totally
knock.
different mindsets going on, you know. Potemkin
That's
grab
number
go
one.
burr.
This is like Hua all over again.
Yeah,
They gave her Joe's DP, and it's better than Joe's DP.
hey, it gives me Oki. It does. I'm sorry, man. Anytime I play Alice, I'm just gonna pour one out for Hawaii from now on. Anytime I get like a fucked up mix up or a DP, be like, that could have been for Joe, everybody.
Yeah, it's not something you can lab aside from, I guess, just playing against people and putting yourself in the situation would be labbing this, but turning defense into offense. So,
Turning
like, not,
defense into offense, you say?
like finding, yeah, so finding key points, right, where you could like jab out or something. But how do you turn that jab out into like, now I'm in a much more advantageous position, right? Like I put them into a mix-up off of this stray hit type of thing.
Yeah, you learn. Yeah, because that's something that you'll have to learn too when you have that like layer 2 like defense, right? You've jabbed them after they've jumped in. You're like, fuck, I have to make something happen now, because if they land, they can just throw a far button and you're still in a bad spot. But if you get like a tiny dash up, or maybe they're not ready for you to cross them up real quick after that jab, or maybe they're not ready for your, oh, I can jab and then I can throw a fireball and set something up meaty just so I can make them roll and make more space or less space between us. Like, there's a huge gap in finding that information. And I'm glad we finally stumbled upon this, because this is kind of what I was hoping to discover. Like, there's a huge gap there that people who are going to be studying that kind of stuff in like the neutral interactions and the way you like hop back on people too and whatnot, that shit's going to carry over to 15 and whatnot.
Yeah. But that's, I guess, something that I really associate with in fighting, which translates to fighting games, I guess, is like turning successful defense into offense in optimal ways. Because then, like, no matter where you're down, right? Oh my god, no. You could turn it into, like, by spending this 20 minutes in training mode to figure out how you can like maximize off of this defensive situation. Like, instead of getting a far A reset and then they backdash and now like you've gained nothing. But something like Joe, if I jab anti-air and I cancel into a fireball, now I have a meaty fireball situation instead of a like potentially max range far D, or far D might like whiff, and just not really a confident situation. But
you leave a lot of question marks.
Or like potentially a reversal super that's like character range dependent, you know, and they have to want to spend the bar on that.
Yeah, you see, really map out risk reward there, like on the fly.
Yeah, that's something I need to like figure out too, because I feel like you know, one thing I need to figure out, like, kind of like the reverse in a way, right? Like, you know how like you try to figure out what's it called, what you get if you do like win with a jab interaction during the neutral. I feel like when I lose like during the neutral interaction, I kind of stop like contesting the neutral, and I just either block or just like run away right after that.
Right, and that's the hard part is staying in there,
Mhm.
right? Because like you can give a position and stuff like that, but again, it's a risk reward thing, and this is probably a bit of a riskier way to play. but it's also something that a lot of people may not expect because of that fact. They haven't seen it much, right? And
Yeah.
so, like, I've definitely heard of people talk about offense, like, well, you do this, and like worst case scenario, you get hit this way and you get an air reset, and it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what if that air reset turns into a 50-50, which turns into half your life?
That's the golden ticket right there. That's the kind of stuff
Right.
I love about fighting games.
Like, so this was something I didn't like lab it, but I realized I should try it more. With Luong, she does not have like really good anti-airs for full jumps aside from the kick, right?
Mhm.
But that trades really bad, and like it can be harder to do on reaction. But Far D is actually a really good anti-air.
Oh yeah, that thing goes like
Get Far D.
Yeah, that thing kicks like I feel my own hair wind like just woof like as soon as she throws that move. It's scary.
Yeah, and it's faster than it looks. I think it's like 8 or 9 frames, and it hits really high, so it can anti-air, you know, early before they put their normal out, so you don't trade. But if you max cancel that, you've now generated a 50-50 off of a stray anti-air.
Yeah, by having the little run up and then creating if you're gonna cross them up right there, or
Yeah, and I guess with Luong, it's more than a 50-50 because you can go high, low, left, right.
yeah, it's
She
all
has
sort of
the
fucked up
anti-roll to
situation.
select. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good situation to be in.
Just for
So-
anti-airing someone and going into max.
Yeah, so whether or not you lab it necessarily, I think that's a pretty important thing to keep note of.
Yeah, going into that's what kind of I like doing with Shune, like off of his EX DP. I like to hop under you and then create like a reset situation where I can run left, right underneath you and then just do the roll OS. Like it's not as messed up as the Luong situation, but getting that kind of stuff off of anti-air too. Like I think Shune does it if he anti-airs you with Far D. As long as you jump the moment it happens, sometimes it's ambiguous left, right, and then you know you see him roll, you hit CD, you just pay attention and you're there. But that's like autopilot kind of stuff. A lot of what I see
So
you have to
perfect
do.
example of what-
Yeah. A lot of what you have to do is you have to go into the extra layers and put in that extra work and like map out like, is this worth it for me to spend a month to get this combo right? Like I respect the fuck out of that. Like you go hard when you go into your characters.
Yeah, I mean, labbing combos is just it's a source of fun. So, I mean, it's sometimes as or more fun as like actually playing against people. It's kind of like golf. You know, you're not playing against people, you're playing against the course. You're just playing against the difficulty of whatever it is you're doing and trying to get it right. And then, oh, hey, actually, maybe if I do this, then I could extend it a bit further.
Yeah, that's one thing I loved about like 13, right? We like learning all like the HD combos and stuff, and there's more like creativity along with the the HD mode. Like I felt like when I started playing like 14, I think like my characters pretty much got shafted on that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like
that's unfortunate. Like Ralph, I liked Ralph in 13, but I didn't like Ralph in 14. He didn't, you know, have as many like options or routes as he did in 13.
Yeah, I'm hoping that 15 really changes that and opens the book for all these characters. Like, lets them get the juggles at least they had in 13, or at least maybe one of them, right? Like, because they're probably not going to give them everything. But, you know, if the character can get one cool thing, two cool things, three cool things in a combo that they used to get that they didn't get in 14 or, you know, whatever, I think that'll really make people happy. And I know I'll be happy for sure. So, not to raise any alarms or anything, but today is a relatively short one. We're probably going to wrap up here in just a little bit and then get ready for the after party. But today we were just going to do a short abridged version of the Scrubs of Southtown. I wanted to say thank you very, very much, Hawaii, for being here with us. I appreciate you making the time on such short notice. You're godsend, man. Oh, yeah, the after party. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, man, I'd love to talk tech with you as time goes on and come up with some creative combos or some dumb stuff maybe we can think of as a sending away party before 15 comes out.
So I hope when 15 comes out, you have all sorts of tech, give you like a month, bring you back in the podcast and show us some neat stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you definitely have all that cool stuff, so I want to check that shit out.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it, man. So I'm going to hit the be right back screen, but for everyone at home, I wanted to thank you so much for dropping in. The after party, I'm going to be booting up Steam Edition. Anyone who is wanting to get some games in or play or do whatever, you know, I don't need to explain that anymore. A little tired, but we're going to take a little 5 to 10 minute break, and then I'll be back for sure, and we'll be able to bring you the action. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Hawaii Monkey, for being here and holding it down, talking tech and stuff like that. And I just wanted to ask before you go, is there anything you wanted to promote, your stream possibly, or anything?
I don't stream much, but Shy, twitch.tv/ShylaMonkey, ShyelaMonkey. Oh, is it just Shy Monkey? My bad, it's just Shy Monkey. ShyelaMonkey. Anyway, she streams and raises money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. It's just a charity. They like handle most of the funding for basically all of the large medical developments to combat cystic fibrosis. So if you like seeing people get scared, I mean, you've heard her scream at least once.
Yeah, no.
It was pretty fun.
You know, and you know, she plays with other people that tend to have pretty good sense of humor, and they have a good time. Worth watching, and if you feel like donating, then you get some entertainment too.